Hello, YouTubers. For all you in the United States, I wish y'all a happy 4th of July. And for all those that had to give us up from other countries, happy 4th of July. That's a good day to celebrate no matter what. Always some good fireworks, except it's been raining now for 2 days. It's going to rain through Sunday, which is the 4th. I don't know if they're going to do fireworks in the rain or not. I wanted to show you this thing I ordered. It was on sale at B&H Photo, $10 off. Now, if you watch any of the videos about it, it's a bracket. This is the picture of it. Now you can see that this way is okay, sort of, but this way is not okay at all. Because you turn your camera this way, that flash to be looking like that, if that's where you want it. Now, one of the problems with flashes and cameras is that if the flash is in line with the center of the lens, or in close proximity of it, like sometimes they're over here on the side, you get the red eye as the flash hits the eye and reflects back. Now, on digital cameras, they have a red eye fix. It's supposed to help remove some of that. But then you'll get like this white spot in the eye, and that's the reflection of the flash, because you're hitting the flash in directly into the lens, off subject. Some people like that look, particularly if there's possibility of possession from evil spirits. So ideally, you want to be able to turn it. Now, if you watch any reviews on this bracket, any serious ones, they're going to exact same thing. Now, this is $24.95 on Amazon, and it was $24.95 on BH&H, probably the same other places, but it was $10 off for the 4th of July. So I just thought I would wing it and see what I can do with this bracket. Now, this is the bracket. Camera goes here. Now, fortunately, you could take this thumb screw off. Ideally, now I'm old school from the film days. You want to get the flash as far away from your lens as possible when you're shooting with this kind of a bracket. The second alternative would be to mount your flash on a tripod so that you could, ideally what you really want to do when you're taking pictures and you're in a position where you can do it, is put your flash on a tripod or a light stand and put it off to the side and have the light come in from the side of the subject. It'll give you a better illumination of the face and body. Unfortunately, with smartphones, for example, it's straight on. The problems with smartphones is it flattens the image. Like, if somebody has a small nose, they might have a big nose on a smartphone, which is typical now because all the cub reporters from news stations are sending them out with smartphones and saying, go shoot, whatever. So I digress back to the topic. So you want to do is have your camera mounted here, whether it's a large camera or a small camera. And then you have the flash bracket. Now this would be typically the way it would be, but now your flash is fairly close to your lens. But you can do it this way. And if you have to turn it sideways, now you have a problem because now your camera is turned sideways. And their flash is really meant to be used vertically. You can do bouncing off the ceiling, bounce off the walls, bounce off a piece of poster board, or you get those other kind of bounce things. But it's really meant to be vertical, which would be kind of like this. So I was thinking about if I could find a way that I could flip this over. Ideally, what I would like to be able to do, this kind of works this way. But if I want to hold the camera this way and shoot it, then, which is kind of the more natural way to do it because you're going to be holding your trigger finger on the camera and holding the flash. I guess you could do it this way, but then you're not going to be able to fire the flash. So you're going to be holding your camera and your flash up top. So I was curious about whether I could move. This is not. If I could take this off. Camera and reverse it. Now I had ordered an extra shoe just in case. It hadn't really crossed my mind that I continue to use the same one, so I could probably get away with it. The problem with this shoe is that it's metal. And that's going to be a problem. Let's see. I just happen to have one of my 580s on the desk. Now on the bottom of the Canon flash, you get all these little pins. The little pins talk to the camera. So the question is, all right, so I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? The pins don't touch the shoe. And that's really important. Now, I might do is put a piece of electrical tape on there just as a precaution. Because you don't want those pins hitting that metal shoe. Now, older cameras, like say film-based cameras or manual cameras, they didn't have the benefit of the chit-chat back and forth between your camera and your flash. So you didn't have to worry about that. But there we go. And this is nice because you can also rotate it. So while it's on the camera, I can find the right button. There. You can rotate it and bounce off the wall, get an image. The other nice thing about this flash is that you can use it as a master slave. So that if you had two flashes, you can have it flash another flash, which is a really nice feature. Otherwise, you have to have a remote trigger. So I'm kind of wondering, is what I would like to be able to do is have the flash on this side. So what I want to be able to do is to reverse and mount this over here, which I don't have enough light to see. Now, I didn't see anybody in the videos I watched about this, of them trying this. They were doing a review on the bracket, and that was all. So you can actually reverse it. So it's nice. Again, not using the right size screw. I probably should just use a quarter. There we go. So now you can do this and put it over here. But what you'll need is a remote on the camera. I have, so some of the parts I ordered were unnecessary. I ordered a box of screws, of various type of screws that you'd use for photography. The quarter 20 thread, but like Canon. What did I do with that? Camera bags are never perfect. Do. There's my camera. Seems kind of excessive, doesn't it? But you know, you get the lens, get the flash, particularly if you're doing something like weddings or really anything that you're using. You'd be amazed at the difference you have. So we go. We have that. So this up here is a remote trigger, and what it will do is it will take the command off of the camera and fire the flash. Now, you can get a box that'll fit up here and a cord that'll go to that flash, and it'll take up that distance, and they're about $20. And it's a cheap way to do it. Like you do it, you can see the flash go off. So, as you can see, it's working. So you can take pictures and you can get the flash away from the center line and away from the eyes. Everything is about the eyes in portrait photography. So you can tip this a little bit and bring it in from the side if you wanted to, or you could tip it a little bit and bounce it off a wall in the room to get in a side angle. Now you could turn the bracket around, of course, put it on the other side if the room is more associated for that. So you have to figure it out. But that's what photography is about. You could use your smartphone and take away all that fun stuff, or you can get into something a little more interesting. Hey, Joris, how you doing? And that's what it's all about, is keeping things basic and playing around. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Remember to turn things off, otherwise everything will be dead. So another thing that I picked up is a tether cable. This is a USB 2 cable. It's 15 feet long, and what you could do with this is if you have Lightroom Classic from Adobe, or the other one is something one, Capture One program. What you can do is you can tether your camera to your computer or your laptop, and that way when you take a picture, you can see the image up on a big screen instead of this little tiny screen that you have on the back of the camera. And it's a nice way to be able to preview it. In fact, if you're shooting a customer client, you could actually, they could see the big screen and see how it actually comes out. So you could know whether you need to change the angle a little bit. Sometimes you can't see everything that you see in the, I've done that with videos. I'll shoot a video and then I'll look at my background and there'll be something idiotic in the background that I really didn't want to be seen on camera. In Photoshop, you could take stuff like that out. The other part on this cable is, it's called the tether cable. And you take this loop and you put it through your camera strap mount on the camera, and it'll help keep the cable from yanking on it as you're moving your camera around. So unfortunately, this bad boy is almost as much as the cable. And then you can get cable. Tether cable, I think, has it's more designed to go 15 feet. USBs aren't really supposed to go more than 6 without having a powered hub along the way. I made this work with a 10-foot cable. The 10 foot, the extra 5 feet, I think, really makes a difference. So it's a little pricey. It's $27 for the cable. Not much less for the tether thing, but it's just more toys. Everybody has their addiction of hobby. Mine is photography. So there's other addictions that are a whole lot more dangerous. Fortunately, this isn't one of them. What else did I get actually in the order? I also got rain covers over the camera in case I'm shooting fireworks in the rain. I could cover over the camera with a bag. And there's a hole here somewhere for the lens. So just the lens sticks out and all the controls and everything are all covered. If it's really, really pouring, I don't think I'd be out of the car anyway. I'd probably, because there's no rain cover for me. No, leave me out. Leave Johnny Boy out in the rain. Cover the camera. That's the important thing. So anyway, I just thought it would be a quick video. My videos are never quick of showing it. So I thought I was having to get really creative with this bracket. So it actually, you could switch that on the fly if you wanted to, which is kind of nice. I would put a piece of tape on the hot shoe just to make sure those pins don't touch the metal bracket. So you ensure that there's no way it will. But other than that, I'm giving this bracket a thumbs up. If anyone cares. Ta-ta. Happy 4th. End stream.